Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion. Let's take a look at a video.
This is the spot where Jesus Christ was baptized in the River Jordan.
All right, let's see it.
This is one of the most remarkable archaeological discoveries of the last 50 years. Jesus came to be baptized in the Jordan, which used to flow through here. Now it's about 100 meters that way.
So the Jordan River has not moved in that area. That site was fed by water from Wadi al-Qadr, which flows from the east and joins up with the Jordan River and has done so for a very, very long time.
Now, how do we know it was here? Well, this was between 1967 and 1990. This was a front line. Jordan and Israel were enemies. There was minefields here. It was a no-go area. Then when Jordan and Israel made peace, archaeologists were allowed in here and they started excavating and they found these massive structures. And these tallied with descriptions of early pilgrims and travelers to this part of the world who said, this is where early Christians believed that Jesus Christ had been baptized, and they built certain buildings here. And so we know from the accounts, this is where early Christians believed it took place.
So in this statement, the reality of what these archaeological data demonstrate briefly bubbles to the surface, because they don't demonstrate that this is where Jesus was baptized. What they demonstrate is that early Christians believed this is where Jesus was baptized. In other words, they demonstrate that a tradition existed that identified this as the baptismal site of Jesus. And that tradition dates to probably the 4th or the 5th century CE, when traditions were popping up all over regarding all kinds of different artifacts and locations related to Jesus. And some people want to push it earlier into the 3rd century or maybe even the 2nd century CE. I think that's stretching things a bit, but even if we go as early as the late 2nd century CE, this is still multiple generations after the event itself would have taken place, and that does not directly demonstrate that it is the location where Jesus was actually baptized. The data demonstrate that there was a tradition that identified this as the baptismal site of Jesus, and the data do not demonstrate anything more than that.
It's an example of the scriptures, the archaeology, and early historic testimony all agreeing with each other, corroborating each other, that this was the place where Jesus was baptized and the birth of Christianity.
So again, what the scriptures, the archaeology, and the traditional accounts all combine to corroborate is the existence of a tradition multiple generations after the actual event that identified this as the location of Jesus' baptism. Those things cannot corroborate anything prior to that tradition, which probably pops up in the 4th century CE. And the fit for this video has been Rick and Morty. Wubba lubba dub dub!